Hi, welcome back to the channel. This is Anx Joy, and today I have a pick a card reading for everyone here. I've missed you all so much, and I'm really excited to just get back into it. So today's reading is going to be about energy vampires and cutting cords with exes. So this topic was brought to me by the beautiful Ari, who is a very talented and amazing reader, who's also watches this channel. So hi, if you're watching. Thank you for the suggestion, because this is one where I had to have a while and a period of time and grace to really just be able to do this. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. I am preemptively choosing my own pile. I'm not like, I'm not like that's not because I touched this pile. It's not my pile, but like I'm also like this is also a reading for me because I'm also going through it. So anyways, the intention of this video is to just heal and help the collective when it comes to exes and dealing with the grief that comes with the relationship fallout and the energy latchings and just feeling ultimately drained by people who no longer are in your life. And it's something that I think would be wonderful for people to have and for me to do and also receive. My intention is to be a clear channel to help heal the collective when it comes to exes and love and past. This also might have to deal with past life lovers if you are into that. So last points I wanted to say about this are a reminder that energy vampires are people too who have been hurt by the past and they haven't resolved their trauma. So this is in no way to bash them or make them like feel inferior or anything. It's just to kind of see the intentions and the reasons why this is happening and hopefully have ways to cope and deal with it and cut cords if that's what you want to do. So these are the messages that you might want to hear if this is a topic that you're interested in. And last thing, cutting cords doesn't always yield the intended results, but the intention and awareness to change will help when it comes to refocusing back your awareness and your energy onto you. It's kind of like when you do a sport that's an individual sport like running or yoga or weightlifting, anything like that where you're basically in competition with yourself, you know what I mean? Like you're there to really see where you're at that day and see how you're feeling and your progress and all that fun stuff. So that's kind of this, but in like a love sense. So so I'm not gonna blabber for too much longer. I've laid out the cards for you. This is your energy to pick up on. So these cards are intentionally put here for your energy and to check in on who you are. So let's see where we go. Anyways, this is pile 1, this is pile 2, this is pile 3, and this is pile 4. I will see you at your pile. Hi, my pile ones. If you've chosen this pile, then let's get into your reading. So let's do an energy check-in to see where you're at and if this is your reading. I have beautiful goddess and siren cards because I can just feel like this goddess glow up within this collective and everyone just kind of returning back to themselves and back to their empowering energies. So yeah, you have the cards Sekhmet, as well as Lilith. Oh, love it. I love it. I love it so much. I've a really big affinity to Lilith because in my astrological charts there is a Lilith conjunction to my sun, so I feel very tied. Anyways, it's also conjunct my north node, but I don't want to get into that. This is your energy. Let's get into your energy. So you have Sekhmet and Lilith. You have reduction and equality. So as of right now, it really feels like you are in a stage where you've just stood up for yourself. You are empowering yourself and you have the confidence to fly out and be yourself, be free in the sense of it feels like you know what you want when it comes to how you are in a relationship. Like, you know how you want to be treated. You know when it's the right fit for you or not. Like, if like the person is someone that can energetically match you, that can like vibe with you on a day-to-day basis, that can like be there for you. Like, you are someone who is very empowered. You're very like, you know your worth and you know how you want to be treated. That's how it feels, especially because there's like armor. And she's wielding like this amazing like axe, you know, like it just feels like you've learned how to protect yourself and only open yourself up to those that can accept you for who you are. Because in the story of Lilith, like she doesn't run away, she frees herself and then she finds other people to, you know, enjoy life with after Adam. So it feels like when it comes to you, this pile, that you're in a state of empowerment and knowing your self-worth. And when it comes to relationships, it feels like you're not going to take any schlum, you know? You're not gonna take no scrubs. You are someone who really knows your self-worth and knows that you need someone who can match your energy, and you like not only need, but that's what you want as well, you know? Yeah. We're gonna talk a little bit more about you just to gas you up because I think you deserve it. There's a part of you that's really balanced yourself when it comes to your understanding of how to wield your emotions and to communicate them in a way that's very mature, that is very much non-threatening, something that's very interesting, something that your partner knows is very mature, because my right eye started to twitch, so that usually like means someone is thinking about you or someone like knows about you. Yeah. So that's how I'm reading this. You're someone who people can't be mad at because you're too cute. Like, you are too nice. Like, it's not like you're someone who's openly like trying to be more like confident than they are. You are the level of confidence you need to be because you have earned that level of confidence, you know? You have earned the love and the care when it comes to knowing who you are and knowing that you are someone who's beautiful inside and out, and people in your life have to accept that, or they just can they can just walk away because you are someone who, or you can walk away, you know, like you're just someone who like really wants the right people in their life. Because I'm getting like you're someone who like is kind of picky when it comes to like people, and I think that's I think that's a wonderful thing. I'm also very picky, and you know, when I say to people who call me picky, I just say that I have a more refined palate, you know. And so like I really believe that you do have a really refined palate because you've been through experiences with people who aren't always the best, and you know what you want, and you know you can treat your significant other in such a compassionate, loving, caring way, who's very mature when it comes to their handling of day-to-day life and emotions and responsibilities. Okay. Yeah. People are thirsting after you. So let's move on to your ex's energy. We have 3 cards for you. I pre-shuffled them. Let's move this. No, I like these here. So let's move these. Actually, let's move these here. I feel like that will be good. And then we can put these here. Yeah, okay. So your ex's energy has Shapeshifter, Animal Guardian, and Peacekeeper. Okay, so I kept hearing the name like Michael, so they might be named Michael. I don't know who that's for, but that's for someone. Maybe you have an archangel, Michael, that's protecting you from this connection. But that's what kept like popping up to me. So when it comes to the energy of your ex, it feels like they weren't always the most forthcoming with their feelings. They liked to kind of handle it on their own. They weren't really communicative of what they were feeling. They had a really hard time not knowing how to communicate how they felt, but it's not like it was for a malicious reason. It was just for a reason that like they might have felt that they want peace above everything, and that meant not being able to express their needs and express what they wanted and express their very deep and wise emotions. They're very complex emotions. They felt like they had to shapeshift and be someone who just always kept the peace and was always strong-willed, and who you wouldn't ever see like cry, you know? And that's an unfortunate byproduct of what a lot of men have to face. And this doesn't have to be a man. It just like, I'm just sociologically analyzing it like, oh man, like, like there are effects to the patriarchy on men, like not being able to show emotion, you know? Like there's just such a strong willed notion that like boys can't cry, or boys like don't cry, or like real men don't cry, and like that's not the case. Like Gen Z's proven that softer boys and those men who can actually express themselves, male identified people who can actually express themselves and their emotions, are a lot more attractive and appealing to people, you know? Like take Pedro Pascal for example. He's the internet's like daddy, you know? Like and there's a reason. He just carries an energy about him that's very cordial and very stable and very with the times, you know? Very, very much one who knows themselves so much that like they can rock any outfit they put on. And anyways, that kind of feels like a reason why your person or your ex had to feel a little like closed off, because unfortunately they didn't subscribe to the Pedro Pascal way. They subscribe more to a traditional sense, a more nationalistic sense, one that in their mind felt rational, but was really rooted in a lot of slow traditions and cultures being passed on to them. Yeah, so that's the energy of your ex. You know, they might have smoked quite a bit. They might have smoked some greens. You know, they might have been someone, again, who just held it together all the time, you know? Yeah, like I keep getting shown the buttons which hold clothes together, and like these animal guardians that is holding a deer. So they held close to them and was precious, and they felt like they needed to be very much someone who just kept it in, like who kept a strong face, who like, yeah. And I kind of felt like it pissed you off, I'm not gonna lie. Like, because all you wanted was for them to be vulnerable with you. And they had a hard time shedding that kind of skin and layer. And sometimes you would get it, and sometimes it'd be there, but like, it was hard. The communication was hard. And it felt like sometimes, like the door was like kind of closed, but like kind of open. Like it wasn't fully open, but like it was like getting there. And you wanted something more like intimate, more personal, more like willing to be emotionally vulnerable. Okay. So we're gonna go to why this is happening. I guess that's a great segue to why this is happening. And you have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Actually, we'll put this here. So why it's happening? why are they energetically attacking you? Like, I think that was the question that I was really like, in terms of why this is happening and why you're like, they keep coming up in your head. And like, it's because there's a part of you that really wants you free yourself from them. Obviously, that's why you're in here. Like, sorry, sometimes messages come and I'm like, oh, okay, like, duh. But sorry, Spirit. I mean, I guess I just want a deeper explanation. Let's pull some more tarot. Okay. You have the 10 of Discs. So when it comes to why this is happening, you do want something that's like stable. You do want a relationship that again can match you, that you can see like a future with. And I think this person could have been someone that you potentially saw that with, and it's really hard for you to let go sometimes, because you did see the house, you did see the garden, you saw the kids, you saw the dog, you saw your future, you know, like with this person. And they also saw that with you too. If that didn't resonate, then they saw that for you, because in the cards they saw you as sunshine, they saw you as hope, they saw you as like a new beginning for a chance of a family life. But unfortunately, like, they couldn't free themselves from their own mental cloudedness. And when it comes to that, when I say mental cloudedness, it's like, because there's so much different traditions and cultures and social norms that are placed upon them, it was hard for them to identify whether that was them or if they were just following something. And so they still have a bit of work when it comes to figuring who they are and what they want and how they feel and how to express their needs. My burping just confirms it. So yeah, like that's why. It's because there was a future here with you two. And so it's hard to grieve over something that was so prominent in your life. And my heart goes out to you, my pile number ones, because I don't know, I feel like you're doing amazing and you're doing great, and like this was the right decision for you. But there are energy attacks, and it keeps coming up because of the fact that it was a deep connection. It was something that was, I'm hearing, written in the stars. It was a life lesson for both of you, and you know what, you learned it. And I think there's things that you're still processing and things that you're still learning from this connection to this day. One of them being that you learned what you want in a relationship and who you want to be vulnerable with, and that you want vulnerability, and that you want to be there to protect them, and to, you know, you want something reciprocal, you want something equal. And you know, I think that's a beautiful form of love. So we're gonna move on to some self-care tips that you can do right now when it comes to cutting cords with this ex, because I know this must be pretty heavy. And again, it seems like you're doing great and you're protecting yourself real heavy, but it just also seems like some self-care tips would be nice. It's probably why you're on this video in the first place, if you're still watching, you know. And you have soak in a bath. Yeah. So you're probably someone who identifies with using water to clear yourself. or being like a beach girly, or being like a beach babe. What's more? Yeah, I like beach babe better. Yeah, you're someone who likes to sense the world. So it'd be really good for you to soak in a bath or just have some you time that you have your favorite scents around you, your favorite candles burning, like maybe do a moon ritual, grab any crystals you feel necessary, any essential oils that make you feel good, like rearranging your environment and your space to really calm yourself down and to kind of like reorganize you, basically. Sometimes they say like your outside is a reflection of your inside. So maybe changing the space you have up a bit so that memories don't keep flashing up. If they spent a lot of time at your place, then maybe like rearranging how your furniture is to go about will help you like kind of process those memories, love them for what they are, and let them go as you move on to your next chapter, knowing what you want in the future and the qualities you want in your partner. And I think those are very important things when it comes to life, because if you're going to spend so much time with someone, it should be someone that you really enjoy spending company with and who can really match you at your level and your being, because you deserve it and you know that. I just thought 22 like as is 22 like 00, so it feels like you are entering a new phase of partnerships when it comes to even being a partner to yourself, even being like just someone who provides you stability and who you can like date yourself, like you have an ability right now where you are really glowing, you are really shining, and you are really taking this time back towards refocusing on who you are and what you want and finding people that match you. So best of luck to you, my pal ones. I think I'm gonna end it here. I wish you the best in your journey and enjoying yourself and enjoying the time you have with yourself, because you deserve to have spaces and feel relaxed in your own home and in your own mind. Okay. Take care. Much love. Hi, my pile twos. I hope all is well. I don't know if you can hear that. There's like a fly coming rampant in the house. So right off the bat, when it comes to your energy, I feel very distracted. I feel very like all over the place. I'm not gonna lie. So you might be in a time where this relationship ended quite recently, and I'm so sorry for your loss. And I sound like someone like at a funeral, but that's not what I meant. I meant like I'm sorry that you're going through this. It's very tough going through cycles like this, and especially when they keep coming up. And the breakups already happened. It's hard. So anyways, let's tune into your energy and get a little bit more about your goddess energy. Maybe hopefully that will lift up your spirits. And you have Lakshmi. Just so divine. It feels like you are someone who is Oh, sorry, I don't think I did the breakdown on this video. Okay, before we get into you and your beautiful self, let me just, because I got really distracted by that fly. So let's center in and tune into what this reading is. So I'm going to go through the questions of your energy, and then we're going to go to your ex's energy, and then why they're still in your energy, like why you're getting energy attacks, and then the self-care tips that you can do, or some cord cutting rituals that you can do. So yeah, okay, so when it comes to your energy, you have Lakshmi, and it's a beautiful depiction of how much you've been able to really hone in on different multifacets of yourself, and you've been able to bloom and grow from, it feels like a very interesting, like clouded, muddy relationship, but you've using that to really gain a lot, and you're using those losses to really help you pick and choose new experiences that fulfill you. Oh, it's interesting. I'm seeing a person that like I don't necessarily know, but like I know of, and I think she's done such a beautiful work on herself, their self, and she's really embodied someone who has taken a stand to be who they are and not let anyone ruin that, not let anyone get in the way of that. And I think it's such a beautiful soul work. She's very sexual, in the best way when it comes to honing in on her beauty and knowing her worth and knowing her self and being confident, being very confident in herself. It's very aspirational. And so that feels like you as well. It feels like you have just risen yourself from this place of growth, and you've really taken a lot of the experiences of your past relationship to really understand who you are and to really grow and be who you are and to accept all sides of yourself. And I'm here for it. You really built a good foundation of who you are, and you're not letting anyone, not even a loved one, stop you. You know, you're gonna be who you are, take it or leave it, and they just kind of have to accept who you are. And if they don't, they can thank you next, you know. It feels like you really honed in on being able to control your emotions as well. It feels like there's this goddess glow up about you, where you have really been able to be stern and be rooted in yourself and in who you are. And for that, you have gained so much more experiences that are fruitful for you, so much experiences that you wanted out of life. And there's a limited time that we all have to live. So again, I applaud you for being you and really sticking true to your values and your worth, and who you are. For example, let's say you are a polyamorous person who was dating someone that was monogamous, and although like there was a lot of love there, you might have wanted to cut that scenario off because it just felt very restrictive and restraining, and you didn't feel like yourself, and you wanted to explore your other options while you were young. And not even if you're young, you could be older too. Like, you just wanted to explore yourself while you had time to live on this earth. And for that, you will be rewarded with those experiences. You will be able to find yourself and see yourself for who you are and be rooted in that. So yeah. But sometimes you might get energy attacks from time to time from your ex, and so this is a reading to kind of like wipe your hands clean if that's what you really want. Yeah. So yeah, let's move on to your ex and their energy. Okay. So for you, for your ex, there's summer. Bask in joy and light. And I'm hearing Calvin Harris, when I met you in the summer. So you could have met them in the summertime. You could have had really good experiences and good memories in the summer with them. And they felt like someone who was very, very good, very joyful, very light, very happy, made you very happy. And that's what's really hard about this like breakup sometimes, because although they could have been restricting and they could have been someone who like didn't agree with your values, and fundamentally as people unfortunately couldn't work because of your relationship styles, there was something about them that was very much dependable, very much someone who can be counted on, someone who really brought stability and joy and love and happiness, and there was just a lot of goodness and good times, and like there was a lot of love there. There was a lot of love there, and sometimes from time to time you can always just think back to the good memories and enjoy them, and this person is someone who has healed you in a way, who has healed your inner child specifically. So it's hard to sometimes let go of that. When it comes to your ex, they just felt very whole and stable, and that's the energy that they're bringing on. And there's no ill will, there's no ill intent, there'll always be like a love there, but people are people, and getting to know who you are is a part of the process. And again, I applaud you for sticking to who you are. Okay, let's move on to why this happened and why the energy attacks are happening. You have the Two of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Oh, interesting. Yeah, okay. I was like, oh, should I like reverse them? And they're like, no, this is how it goes. So you are returning back to your passionate self and back to your multifaceted beauty and grace. And why this is happening is because emotionally, sometimes you might look back to the stability and support you had with this person, and it felt like they were someone who was very protective and who traditionally might have really checked your boxes, There was a love there that really bloomed, and it really flowered, and it grew into something really beautiful. But unfortunately, because again, there was like unclear intentions when it came to this relationship, and there were holes in the relationship, like again, having different fundamental beliefs. And there was a lot of healing. So it's happening. Why is energy attacks also happening? It's because it's just a time on their life that they can look back on, and a time on your life that you can look back on and just be happy about and enjoy those memories. So, like I said to the last group, take these memories as they are, and if you're ready to let them go and see them for what they are, without any hurt or pain, then you can move on to the next section, which will be about self-care tips and cutting cords. If you're ready to fully move on and just accept that you did have a really good time with them, and it is painful to not have them in your life anymore because it was something you enjoyed, then let's move on. And you have deep breathing as that feels better. You have deep breathing as your area of focus when it comes to healing yourself and cutting cords. So sometimes all you have to do is breathe out those emotions, get rid of those traumas, get rid of the whole universe that happened while you were with them by just breathing and letting go and taking some time to meditate and being letting it happen. The point of meditation isn't just to stop your thoughts. It's for it to play out and for you to be okay with it and for you to accept and see where you are and see if you can still remain focused on your breathing while it's happening and being controlled and not reacting to the thoughts that are happening, but letting them be and play out, and then enjoying them for what it was so that you can let it go. Resisting it will only bring it back up more. So when it comes to cutting cords with you, it's not really in the traditional sense of there's a visual image of scissors cutting a cord, but it's more of the sense of let me breathe this out. Let me just have time to myself to look at the scenario, see it for what it is, be happy, sad, whatever emotions that come up, and process those emotions by breathing them out and not reacting to those memories in any way, but just letting them be and letting them play out and accepting them for what it is. Whew. Okay. So, my dear pile twos, this is the reading I have for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped bring you clarity, brought you clarity, peace, and protection from what has happened, what's currently happening, and hopefully will stop happening soon. Yeah. Okay. Well, enjoy your day, night, evening, my loves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, pile threes. I hope you're doing well. So let's get into a little breakdown of this reading. First, we're going to check into your energy, see where you're at, and then we're going to go on to your ex's energy, see where they're at, and then we're going to look at why these attacks still happen, why you still think of them, and we're going to look at some self-care tips and why they're happening. Yeah. So I wasn't too clear on the last two. This is about exes, but I wasn't clear about the question why I still think of them. So anyways, this part of the reading just took a turn. Anyway, so let's go into your energy and see where you're at. And you have Callie, you have fear. I'm laughing because I chose this pile. And I got called out so hard. This is a pile where you might have been living in survival mode for quite a bit. You might still be living in survival mode. There might be just a lot of fear that is around you. Not being able to pay your bills, working with people who are fearful, those who around you who might feel energetically draining a lot of the time, which is also the point of this video, which is energy vampires, but like in the way where like it inhibits you from doing what you want to do. And like personally, I just went through a cycle where I had to close yet again, a cycle where I had to learn that this is what I want to do. Like, I tried doing a 9 to 5 with this on top, and it didn't really work out because I don't have the space right now to feel comfortable doing this after work. I live with roommates, so it's just really awkward, and I'm someone who needs to film alone. Like, I get very embarrassed very easily. I'm very socially shy, so like I need to be alone whenever I film. So having no time to make videos was really crushing my soul. And I like during that time I was just so fearful about like money and being able to pay like bills and support like me and my partner. And like I just stepped out of this phase of going through that yet again. So you might be in a similar position where you might be fearing not like me, where like I'm fearing money, but you could be fearing other things like, oh, like this is a relationship that really supported me and helped me and like picked me up when I'm down. How am I gonna move on from this? And like there's just a survival state about you at the moment that you're just like either acknowledging, getting out of. And you know, we all go through it. It's a part of the human emotions. Like all cultures have fear, and it's something that we work through and gain courage to overcome. It's a lesson that we all do. And so don't kick yourself, you know, for having it or being this way, because it happens. It happens to the best of us. And it's just a reminder that you do have lessons that you're learning here on earth. And to overcome those lessons are very satisfying, you know? And if you don't, that's okay. Like, it'll just be shown to you in a different type of way. But like, I do want to pull one more card for this pile. Just because I love Callie. I love the fact that we have her, but I also just want to see what's on the other side, you know? What's on the other side of this fear? Can you tune me into my pile of threes? Divine Spirit Source, please tune me into my pile of threes energy. Please. Just to see how they're feeling. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. And I'm not going to take it. I'm going to cut the deck because that's what I heard. I still like. That's so funny. Pile number 2 has had this. too. So I think that's interesting that it came up again. So on the other side of this is Lakshmi, and it's being able to really be balanced and really like being able to hone in on who you are. Like that's what the message I got from pile 2. So it carried over. So on the other side of the sphere for this group is just empowering confidence and trust and being able to really be all facets of yourself. So I think that's beautiful. Being prosperous, you know, like it's just such an opposite, it's such a switch, you know, like love it. Love it, love it. Again, yeah, and fear is not a bad thing. It's just there to show us and teach us lessons that, you know, it's hard. It's hard to go through those emotions. Going through fear isn't easy, but it is something that can be overcome. And again, on the other side of that, overcoming is something very prosperous, an energy that's very prosperous, a really beautiful glow up where you feel very secure in yourself. And I love that. I love that for us. Okay, so let's move on to your ex's energy. They have Stolen Master. Be graceful in movement and action. How do I want to do this? I'll do it this way. And they also have Drum, Dream, and Journey. So your person, very humble, very wise, very smart, kind of goofy, very balanced, old soul kind of energy, you know. Very quiet as well. Very peaceful, you know, like obviously you both could have conversations that could last hours and enjoy yourselves, but like this person naturally by themselves is carrying an energy of like quiet solitude, being very protected in their own kind of hobbies and interests and skill sets, and kind of beating to their own drum. And they were placed on your journey for you to also embrace and embody that, and to show you different aspects of life, what it's like to live more peacefully, what it's like to live a life of cycles, not linear processes. They were someone who gave you comfort and protection, and their energy was very graceful, was very emotionally controlled. So that's why there's a lot of fear here, because like, you know, like makes sense. If they helped keep balance and peace within you, like all of a sudden when that goes away, it's hard. It's hard. So you might still get energy attacks from them, thinking about you, concerned for your well-being. But yeah, I think we should move on to why you still think of them. You have the 8 of Discs and the King of Discs in reverse. Well, I guess that's how it wants to come out. That's how it wants to come out. So why this happened was that there was just like not enough hard work being put into place. Like there was not a stable foundation of feeling like growth. There was just like I'm hearing the song "You Got Me Trippin', Stumbling in Love." So like, there was obviously a lot of love, but it wasn't something that was like foundational. Like you were tripping, like you were stumbling. You're sure you fell in love, but to like the extent of, oh, like someone had to catch you. And there's something about you that like wants to be able to stand on your own and be the king of discs or the king of pentacles upright, who can have their own foundation and support, and who can support others through their hard work. But and work that they enjoy too, like, you know, like work that really gives them pleasure and beauty and life, and like gives them the tools they deem necessary to enjoy a life that they want to live. A life that gives them balance. So why do you still think of them? It's because they are kind of like a blueprint. They show you a stability, they show you ways in which to really control yourselves and master who you are. There are parts of them that you admired in the relationship that really gave you an opportunity to see parts of yourself that you could become. You know, if you saw them disciplined at their hobbies and skills, that's what you want to be doing. If you saw them really passionate about their job, that's what you want to be doing. If they were really great friends to the people around them, then that's what you want to be doing. You know, they mirrored back to you a sort of relationship that like, or sort of qualities about themselves that are also in you that you also want to embody, and you want to work hard at it, and you will be prosperous, you know. So how you can do that is by syncing with the moon. So when it comes to cutting cords with this person so that you don't have to really think of them any longer, it's doing moon rituals and, you know, syncing with the moon when it comes to like understanding that during full moons your emotions are more likely to be heightened than a new moon, and being able to be aware of how the moon phases affect you, because they affect all of us, you know. During full moons, emergency sections in hospitals, sorry, I forgot the word, that's why I'm laughing. Emergency sections in hospitals rise up in patients. Yeah, because people do interesting stuff when they don't have control over their own emotions. So yeah, being able to sync and be aware of it is going to be very helpful for you when it comes to this connection, and being able to cut cords with this connection. Like being able to see that this connection is something that was mirroring back to you qualities that you wanted in yourself, and B, a connection that just kind of showed you what it's like to be a more peaceful version of you, and being able to do that yourself, being able to be empowered to do that yourself, is something that will really help you heal from this, and really help you kind of cut cords on this relationship and like not feel ways when you think about them. Yeah. Sometimes it's really hard to hear, because even right now I feel squirmy. I feel like, oh, why am I saying this? Like, I feel like not the greatest, but like, you know, sometimes medicine doesn't taste good. Sometimes what you need to hear is that like, is what you need to hear. And I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything because I love you too much. I love you too much to hide that from you, you know? I need you to know the truth of the situation. So yeah, so this is why you still think of them, and this is how you can stop thinking of them. Just moon rituals, being aware of the moon cycles, and using that to your advantage. You want to release something, then, you know, like full moons are a great time to release something. You want to begin something new moons are a great time to begin something new. So yeah, I hope this helped. I hope you are well. I hope this brought you clarity and peace and transparency when it comes to this connection, and that you can come to terms with it, cut cords as necessary as you need. Yeah, I love you so much. Take care, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, my pal fours. I hope you're doing well. I hope things are going swell for you. So this reading, we're going to talk about exes and why you might be still thinking of them, why they're an energy vampire, if you need to cut cords, stuff like that. We're going to first go into your energy and what you may be feeling right now. Then we're going to go into your person's energy and what they may be feeling, how they might be, who they might be. And then we're going to go into why you might be thinking of them still, why this is happening, and some cord cutting tips, self-care tips that you may be able to do right now to help you through this time. So let's go into it and get your energy. So for this pile, we had 3 cards. We have Isis, protection. We also have Valkyries, redemption. And lastly, we have Bondika, unity. So very strong energy from you, pile 4s. But just know you're heavily protected and that you are very much in a redemption arc, apparently. Yeah, it feels like you're righting wrongs right now, that you are really becoming more aware of your strength. You might be picking up on angel messages quite heavily as well right now. You might be a messenger yourself. You might give people like really good advice, you know, things that they need to hear, things that are for their well-being. Yeah. There's a lot of knowledge about you. And because I'm talking in a more soft and quiet voice, so it feels like you are someone who's very serene and who has a lot of peaceful energy about them. So yeah, if that sounds like you, then this is your reading. You know? Let's get into your person. Let's see your person's energy. And they have guardian angel, you are not alone. Oh, that's hard. That's hard. So this person is or was your angel. They were literally part of your assigned mission. They were there to protect you, to give you guidance, support, and clarity. They were someone who was meant to be in your life, to emotionally guide you and be there to soothe your ego and be there to develop and strengthen your ego. And they carried a lot of wisdom and knowledge to help you become who you are today. So why you might still think of them, you have Temperance in reverse. So when it comes to this connection, it feels like I don't even want to get into like their energy that much. So it might be that painful, you know? Why you still think of them is because like there's a part of you that needs to admit that this happened and that like they were good for you and that they like were your guardian angel for a point in time. And like, you know, like sometimes they might have shown you truths that you didn't like or didn't want to see about yourself. But ultimately it's for your best interest and it was for you to become a better person. And like there just might be like still a lot of emotional like attachment when it comes to this person. But it's something that you want to get over, you know? So like good for you. That's not easy. We are assigned different people, and like I know this, like I know life. No, I mean like there is people that come into our lives that really just light up our life, that really make us feel safe and protected and good, and you know, just someone that can really make like my like heart's beating so prominently. So there was someone that you did truly love, and this is happening because why you're thinking of them is because like you're going through that spiritual growth of seeing the lessons of this and seeing it for what it was and really being able to see them for who they were in your life and recognize how much protection was in the connection. And that's not always easy to hear, especially about your exes. You know, I thought there'd be a lot more like more smack talk when it comes to your exes in this reading, but like no, it's been pretty like tame. It's just been like these people are put in our lives for not always malicious intent. You know, there was a point where there was a lot of love, and sometimes that can hurt when it goes away, and sometimes it's hard to see clearly that like not everyone's meant to be in our lives forever. And you know, like when it comes to this connection, it feels like you're ready to let go and you're ready to move on, and you just kind of wanted to know why like they still pop up. And it's because like they were your guardian angel. They were someone who really like balanced you and took care of you for a time, and someone who really was able to accept you for who you were and help develop that. And you just might think of them during really distracting or harsher points in your life that are like difficult to get through. Because they were such a stable support, that's why you might think of them. Which is okay, you know, like, but if you want to stop thinking about them, then, you know, you can keep listening to the rest of this. You have 4 cards when it comes to cutting cords with them. You have sing. You have positive affirmations. You have intuition. And dream journal. Yeah, okay. So when it comes to cutting cords with this person, it's mainly not really cutting cords. It's mainly just focusing back on you and focusing on self-care and staying within your realm of making sure you're taking care of yourself, like making sure you are getting enough sleep and that you're resting well, that you're trusting yourself to take care of yourself, and that you are giving the love and support you need for yourself. Being able to tell yourself that you are beautiful, that you're worthy, that you're brave, that you're grateful, that you choose to love yourself, that you choose to radically love yourself despite anything, any like insecurity you might have, you know? Being able to recognize that you're more than just those insecurities, and being happy enough to sing and be in your own energy and be in your own vibe, you know? This person really gave you a lot of love and showed you what it was like to be unconditionally loved, and right now you're learning to do that by yourself and have that foundation of yourself. You're really coming whole to who you are, and you're in that redemption arc, because like it doesn't feel like this like connection has to be over if you don't want it to be over, but it definitely feels like there is a moment in time where you need to focus on yourself and you need to have your own energy back and not depend on this person for those things that you know you can do yourself, you know? This one's a little shorter of a read, but like that's what I have. I think you're doing a great job, by the way. Sorry if the messages were a bit more blunt. I know it's not always an easy here to like why you're thinking of someone, especially if it's weirdly like, oh, it's because they were like a good you don't want to hear that like someone who's not in your life is like a good person, because it's like, oh, you don't want to hear like, oh, there's something wrong with me. And I'm not trying to say there's anything wrong with you. There is so much right about you. I'm just trying to say, like, I think there is a moment in time where you would like to focus back into yourself, and you got connected to this reading because there's like a part of you that wants to be reminded and just wants to hear it from someone else, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, use this opportunity. You got this. I know you got this. Use this as this beautiful redemption arc to really strengthen yourself, because I know you can. And yeah, become your own universe. Revel in your glory. I hope you have a great day, night, or evening whenever you're watching this, and I hope you take care of yourself. And yeah, bye.